We are excited to announce that our app is now available. Download it today and enjoy the daily story and more. 365 Christian Men. April 5th, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. Bonhoeffer was a pastor and theologian who became the lead spokesperson for German Protestant resistance to the Nazis. Much of his resistance work was done undercover inside Germany's military intelligence organization. But he also demanded that the Nazis change the way they defined Jewish people. He insisted Christians with Jewish ancestry were entitled to all the rights as other Christians. In this point, he was at odds with the Nazis and with some of the Christian leaders. The Nazis took away his right to lecture or publish, and eventually, they took away his life. Here's how it happened. One man of peace can wage war on evil. When the Nazis came into power, they envisioned a new Germany, and they built Dachau first to house political prisoners, but it soon turned into a concentration camp for anyone the Nazis deemed unfit for the new Germany, including anyone with Jewish grandparents, artists, intellectuals, gypsies, the physically and mentally handicapped, and homosexuals. The government bullied Jewish people. The government destroyed Jewish-owned businesses. The government assassinated handicapped and mentally challenged people to get them out of the way. Evil swept through Germany, and it grew. The government was evil. A week after Hitler declared himself to be Führer, which means supreme leader, Dietrich Bonhoeffer went on the radio and proclaimed that Hitler was not the supreme leader. Only God was supreme. Someone at the radio station cut off the speech. As Bonhoeffer was speaking, silence filled the radio air. It was not the last time Germany would seek to silence Bonhoeffer, but he had just begun to speak. He tried to rally fellow ministers to join him, to stand up against Hitler, but they refused. Instead, they joined Hitler and literally took down crosses and put up swastikas. One minister told Bonhoeffer, "Hitler is a gift sent by Christ." Seeing the cowardice of the church, Bonhoeffer was more determined than ever to end the evil. He discovered that his brother-in-law, Hans Donaghy, headed part of the resistance, and he also worked for the Abwehr, a German government intelligence office. So, Donaghy got Bonhoeffer hired to be a counterintelligence officer. He was a courier and diplomat to Great Britain. In his job, Bonhoeffer traveled to various countries and acquired information that would be valuable to the German government, and he smuggled out documents and proof of the atrocities Germany was committing against the Jews. Donaghy asked Bonhoeffer to explain how God would not punish them if they killed Hitler. Bonhoeffer prayed extensively and explained it to Donaghy and the other members of the resistance, some of whom were high-ranking officers in the German army. Sometimes a Christian must sin boldly for the cause of Christ, Bonhoeffer said. If I see a madman driving into a group of innocent bystanders, I can't, as a Christian, simply wait for the catastrophe, comfort the survivors, and bury the dead. I must try and wrestle the steering wheel out of the driver's hands. Bonhoeffer told his brother-in-law, "Hitler must be killed. I will kill him myself if needed." Donaghy was grateful for Bonhoeffer's willingness, but believed he would be more valuable to the resistance as a spiritual leader and courier. In 1943, Donaghy delivered a special fuse and detonator to a high-ranking military man. He attached the detonator and the bomb to a bottle of cognac and put it on Hitler's plane, but somehow it didn't go off. A few days later, the resistance gave 2 bombs to a partner, Major Gersdorf, who hid the bombs in his pockets. Hitler would be visiting the area to inspect some weaponry, and Gersdorf was the guide. He planned to detonate the bombs and wrap his arms around Hitler, and they would both die, ending the reign of evil. But after the bombs were already detonated, Hitler unexpectedly hurried through the exhibition. He had escaped again. That time, Gersdorff was able to defuse the bombs. Another attempt to kill Hitler resulted in the deaths of 4 Nazi officials, but not Hitler. Dohnanyi assigned Bonhoeffer to get 15 Jews out of Switzerland with new documents for each, and the mission was a success. The 15 were safe. But the Gestapo found out. They also found papers that linked Bonhoeffer to the assassination attempt, and they arrested Dohnanyi and Bonhoeffer. He spent the next 2 years in prison, but he used his time to minister to others and to write books that inspired readers to live for Christ and to spurn evil. 3 weeks before Hitler killed himself, the Nazis hanged Dohnanyi and Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer understood the truth that was written in Romans chapter 8, verse 18, where the Apostle Paul says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us." What about you? Do you have the courage to stand up to bullies in our society? One man of peace can wage war on evil. Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.